Hello there. Today I want to talk to you about the siege of Belgrade, which happened between 4th and 22nd of July in 1456, between Ottoman Empire on one side and Kingdom of Hungary on the other. Why is this battle so important? Because it's believed that if Ottomans have won, they would have not been stopped elsewhere and Europe would be most likely Islamic majority today. Leader of Ottoman Empire was Sultan Mehmed II or Mehmed Conqueror. He was only 21 at the time, but strong and respectable leader who 3 years ago conquered Constantinople and put Holy Roman Empire to an end. His next focus was expanding his territory to the Southeast Europe at first, which would open up his path to the heart of the old continent. Following his plan, he moved to the city of Edirne. From there, he launched attack against monarchy of Serbia, vassal state of Hungary, conquering its capital Smederevo in 1455, where he rested, fed and prepared army for march on Belgrade. Majority of his army consisted of 50,000 heavy infantry in addition to 10,000 light cavalry. These 60,000 men were well equipped, well rested and well fed, and most importantly, majority of them were war veterans who knew how to fight. In addition to this force, he had 9,000 most elite Turkish warriors, Janissaries, Sultan's personal guard. 300 cannons were meant to take care of the walls. Also, he had naval force of 200 ships. As far as Hungarians are concerned, single most important figure was John or János Hunyadi, voivode of Transylvania, politician as well as general. He was familiar with Ottoman style of fighting because he fought them while they were plundering and violating Hungarian noblemen's lands near border. As Hunyadi knew major confrontation is inevitable, he sent letters to Hungarian barons, calling them on arms. They all failed to obey, forcing Hunyadi to recruit Hungarian, Czech and Polish mercenaries, leaving him without any cavalry whatsoever. Pope Calixtus III feared Ottoman infidels spreading their religion across Europe if their conquest is not stopped, and he sent Giovanni di Capistrano to propagate new crusade and recruit Catholics that wanted to join Holy War. He started preaching all across Europe, speaking in churches, cathedrals, town squares and even streets, gathering around 45,000 people. We must take into consideration that these were mostly peasants, undisciplined, untrained and poorly equipped, but highly motivated. He led them to Hungary to meet with Hunyadi. Let's start with the battle. Belgrade fortress was ancient, built 1000 years before this battle by Justinian I, the Roman Emperor, but now it was being defended by only 6,000 soldiers. When Mehmed arrived, he blocked Danube River with enormous force of 200 vessels, stopping anything from getting in or getting out of the city, while he disembarked downside, facing south side of the fortress. He divided his army in 3 parts. First were Rumelian troops, consisting of 10,000 heavy infantry, all 300 cannons, and 5,000 light cavalry guarding his right flank. He even put workshops making more cannons and ammunition behind his column. Second part were 5,000 heavy infantry alongside 9,000 Janissaries guarding him, the Sultan. Third and largest party were Anatolian troops, consisting of 35,000 heavy infantry and 5,000 light cavalry, guarding his left flank. Mehmed was thinking Hunyadi and all defending forces were already inside of the fortress, and he started bombarding southwest wall. And he continued to do so for 10 straight days. On 14th of July, Hunyadi and Capistrano came rushing down the Danube River to help defending forces. As Hunyadi knew Mehmed would put siege on Belgrade and he expected river blockade, he concealed it part of Hungarian naval force up the Sava River a few months ago. On his command, full-on attack was launched, and on 2 fronts, Ottomans could not last long, as Turkish ships were crushed. This allowed Christian forces to disembark and enter Belgrade. The long siege was no longer an option, since ships bringing food and supplies would freely travel to city. Instead of returning to Smederevo, Sultan decided not to pull back, which was not a smart decision to say the least. Around the midnight, he furiously launched full-on attack, and the armies fought all night. But despite being better trained and equipped, not to mention better organized, Ottomans got slaughtered, completely decimated. Truth to be told, no one knows how could this happen. Crusaders were motivated as hell, as they were fighting to save their religion, but without having mistakes on Ottoman part, this could not have happened. The morning after, Sultan reorganized his army, as he was not ready to fall back yet, but he abandoned his artillery positions. In Crusader camp on the other side, some spontaneous action occurred, as some peasant warriors wanted to fight and finish enemy off. Without any order or signal, they ran out to face the enemy. First, fighting started in small size, but Hunyadi, as wise as general he was, had to take the advantage of situation, and he called for final blow. Ottomans were already broken and tired of fighting last night, and they put close to non-resistance. They went on full back retreat, saving what's left of their army. First, let's talk about casualties. Casualties for Ottomans were pretty devastating, as Mehmed II lost 50,000 heavy infantry, 5,000 light cavalry, alongside all of his cannons and all of his ships. After the battle, he was so furious that he had all of his generals executed in just few hours after the battle. The casualties of Hungarians were pretty non-existent, as they lost 5,000 light infantry, and they were mostly peasants who joined the crusade. In global perspective, aftermath was pretty serious too, because Europe was safe and Ottomans were repulsed. Hungarian bought itself 60 to 70 years of freedom before finally facing the Ottomans and submitting to them in Battle of Mohacs. Mehmed gave up on his Europe dream and switched expanding Ottoman's territories to Asia. That's all. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, hit that like button or subscribe.